Yes, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Clockwork Courtyard, as always. Today we've got a 60-minute flow that is going to focus on getting your body ready for backbends. So we're going to, in order to do that, we're going to fire up the core, we're going to create a bit of heat. We're going to also think about lengthening the body in order to get into those kind of backbends, such as bridge pose, wheel pose, maybe your bow pose. And in order to create that length, we're going to twist. So, hope you enjoy. We'll start in a seated position on our mats, if that's okay with you. So get comfortable. I recommend cross-legged, hands in the lap, hands on knees, fingers interlocked, whatever feels good for you. And let's think about the posture. Try not to slouch down. Try not to kind of curve, arch the back. We want to think about lifting up the chest, crown of the head slightly drawing to the top of the room, and then relax the shoulders down. Let's take a moment here, guys, just to softly close the eyes. And take 3 nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Think about getting a nice and satisfying sigh out through the mouth. Release a little bit of tension, pressure in the body as you do. Once you're done, feel free to close the mouth and you can breathe in and out through your nose. Using the next minute or so just to focus on yourself. Starting to allow your experience to be inwards rather than outwards. Starting to notice how your body feels, perhaps how it feels resting on the mat or how it feels resting in space. Starting to think about how you feel mentally as well, emotionally, and any kind of overriding emotion that you can pick out. Please do try and push it to one side, take a step back, disconnect. One way of doing this might be by focusing on your breathing. Paying a close attention to your surroundings, the sounds, maybe what you can see, even if your eyes are closed. And if it is some form of emotion that you simply cannot shake, perhaps take your time to remind yourself to let your practice, let your movement that you're just about to take, be sympathetic of where you are today. Let's take a few more breaths, nice and slow. Softness, length and depth. Reminding yourself of your breath as being the one kind of thing that your mind, your focus, your attention can lock into for the next hour. If you are able to move with the breath, that's the cherry on top. And then in your own time, let's bring some movement with it. So perhaps keeping the eyes closed, just gently lifting the shoulders up towards the ears as you inhale. Gently drop the shoulders back down as you exhale. A couple more times, bringing them up slowly, taking them back down. You might want to bring a bit of a circular motion to this one as well, pushing the shoulders forwards, up and round, and then taking them back, round and down. A few more times. Before slowly lifting the arms up nice and high. Bring the hands together and let's take the right hand down to the left knee. Left hand can go behind us, starting with an easy twist, looking over left shoulder. Once you're in place, think about lifting up the chest, crown of the head, and then maybe deepening the twist. Straight up switch, same thing, other side. Inhale, lift the chest up, crown of the head goes high. Exhale, gaze over right shoulder. Breathe in, release the twist a little bit, lengthen your spine, and then breathe out to deepen. And then when you're done, guys, let's come forwards, come back to center, make your way to all fours. Take a bit of movement once you get there, guys. Shoulders over the wrists, hips above the knees. Maybe you want to draw some circles. Figure of 8 with your upper body. Shake out the hips. Bend the elbows. Move the head and the neck. Whatever feels good for you. Let's think of taking some cat-cow poses. So you may want to park up in your all fours. Soften the belly down towards the mat. Open out the chest. Gaze forwards. And then draw the chin back in slowly. Suck in the tummy. You want to push with the hands. Start to dome the back. Soften the belly down. Feel that kind of motion into the spine as it loosens. Chest is open. And then suck it all the way back in. Notice fingers here as well. You can start to kind of activate them. Try and move with the breath. A couple more times. Inhale, chest open. Exhale, draw it back in. Inhale, back arches. Exhale, back domes. Coming back to center and then making your way up towards your downward dog. Let's suck in the tummy as we lift the knees off the ground. Allowing your head to relax down really low. And then pushing with your hands. Bum and hips go high. Taking your time to pedal out your feet. It may be nice just to bend one knee. Keep the other leg really straight for a moment. Push quite hard with the hands. Play around with the kind of intensity of it. Change sides. Or it may be nice just to pedal out kind of a little bit quicker, a bit more fluid. Shake the hips, shake the knees, do what you need to do. And then find a bit of stillness. Fingers are wide, feet are hip width. Face is relaxed and soft. Allow the head to drop down. Take a deep inhale and a long exhale. Next inhale, tiptoes of the feet. Bend the knees, step or jump to the front of the mat. Coming to a halfway lift. Hands to shins. Back is flat. Drop the hands, drop the head, forward fold. Breathe in, lift the arms all the way up above the head. Gaze up towards the fingers as you reach high. And then we're just going to forward fold straight away. Cut yourself in half, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Crown of the head goes long. Exhale, drop the hands, step or jump back to your plank. We'll take a gentle vinyasa as we ease in. Dropping the knees, the chest, the chin, all the way down to the mat. Breathe in, lift the chest up. Hands press down on the mat. Breathe out, bum to heels, downward facing dog. Same thing, inhale, tiptoes of the feet, bend the knees, step or jump to the front. Inhale, halfway lift, back is flat. Exhale, drop the hands. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to prayer, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands go down, step or jump back to your plank. Making sure that the heels of your feet are kicking away from you. You want to squeeze the bum, push with the hands so the back is domed. Gaze slightly forwards, and then drop the knees, the chest, the chin. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, push back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, tiptoes of the feet, bend the knees, step or jump to the front. Breathe in, halfway lift, crown of the head long. Breathe out, chest to thighs. Breathe in, rise up, reach with the sides of your upper body, and then breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, crown of the head long. Breathe out, drop the hands, step or jump back to your plank. Kick heels away from you, back is domed. Drop the knees, the chest, the chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Fifth and final time, tiptoes of the feet, bend the knees, step or jump to the front. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, chest to thighs. Inhale, rise up, strengthen your feet. And then let's take it down straight away. Cut yourself in half. Inhale, halfway lift, prepare. Exhale, drop the hands, step or jump back to your plank. Now this time, maybe keep the knees in the air and lower your chest to elbow height. Let's push forwards from here to our upward facing dog. Thighs off the mat. You want to think about pressing the tops of the feet down quite hard. And then you can roll over the toes from there. Chin to chest, suck in the tummy. Push on back, downward facing dog. 5 little sun salutations for you. Should really be doing 12. So let's thank ourselves for not having to do them all. Take a moment just to notice how that little bit of movement has made you feel. Hopefully it gets the blood flow going, gets the muscles warm a little bit. And also you start to connect movement with the breath. Take a moment. On the next inhale, let's lift the right leg really high. We're going to take the knee all the way towards the nose, squeezing side to chest. Kick your heel away from you, flex your foot, and then bring it back in one more time. Squeeze it in, and then kick it away. Third time, thigh comes to chest, dome the back, step forwards in between the hands. If you don't quite make it, shuffle the foot through. And then lift up the arms with the inhale, high lunge. As you breathe out, cactus arms. Elbows go wide, fingertips are wide as well, chest is open. Inhale, lift up the arms, straighten them out. Exhale, cactus arms. Kind of 45 degrees with the forearm and the arm. Take it up, and then take it wide. Take it up, and then sweep hands down. Step back to your plank from here. You can take a vinyasa. Exhale as you go down. Inhale, push forwards, and then exhale, push back. Let's do the same thing on the other side, lifting the left leg up slowly. Bring the knee to your nose, squeeze thigh to chest, and then kick it away. We're going to do it 3 times. Try and move with your breath. Think about control. And then step lightly forwards. Inhale to rise up. Left knee is above the left ankle. Exhale, cactus arms. Fingers are wide. Channel the strength. Inhale, straighten out your arms. Exhale, take them wide. 3 times. Notice right heel, kick it away from you. Left knee above left ankle. When you're good, sweep the hands down. Fingers are wide. Let's take a step back to our plank. A vinyasa from there. Exhale, hover down. Inhale, chest opens. Shoulders are relaxed. Exhale, push back. Downward facing dog. From here, let's lift up the right leg. Take it really high. This time, bend your knee, kick your heel to your bum. Notice how this feels. Hopefully you can start to kind of open the hips out a little bit, point right knee to the ceiling. You can draw the left heel down to the ground. You can even square out your shoulders and your hands a little bit. Try not to dump into your left shoulder. Let's take the right knee to the right elbow and maybe make some contact and then extend the leg away. Take it to your left. Again, maybe some contact and then you can extend it away. Bring the knee to the nose, squeeze thigh to chest, and then step forwards lightly. Lift up the arms, come into your high lunge, and we're going to start twisting from here. So left arm, take it forwards, right arm goes behind you. A little check-in. Let's make sure the right knee is still above the right ankle. Let's try and find symmetry in the arms. Maybe you can look over to the right hand. You may even want to take it further and lower the right hand onto the left thigh. Maybe even left arm can come up to the ceiling. Last thing to move, gaze up to left hand. Breathe, embrace any movement, and then gently lower your left hand inside right foot. We're going to find a twist here as well by lifting the right arm up to the ceiling. You can take a little variation by extending the right arm forwards, maybe even looking up towards your right hand. You can think of tucking right knee into chest. Left heel is strong, kick it away from you. Breathe, and then gently lower your hand. Let's step back to our plank. Now as you take your vinyasa, dig the elbows in rather than out. Squeeze the bum, support your lower back. And then push back, downward facing dog. Same thing on the other side, left leg. Take it up slowly. Bend the knee, kick the heel to the bum. Again, a little check-in with the hands, the shoulders. Right heel draws down. Left knee, left elbow. Kick it away. Left knee, right elbow. Kick it away. And then let's bring knee to chest. Squeeze the thigh in. Notice fingertips here. Try and press down quite hard with them, not the palms. And then you can step forwards, lifting the arms up into your high lunge. So again, left knee, left ankle, let's stack them before we twist. Right hand forwards, left arm behind you. You may be staying here today. You want to think about drawing the thighs in towards each other. Right heel, kick it away. Maybe left hand, you can gaze over towards it. Or maybe left hand goes to the right thigh. You could lift up the right arm as well. Perhaps looking up to right hand. Try and bring a softness to the breath. And then lower down with control. So right hand inside left foot. Twisting to the left will lift up the left arm. A little check in here with the back leg. If you're kind of dumping the knee down, maybe strengthen it out by kicking your heel away. Maybe take the variation, extending left arm to the front. And then gently lower. Step back to your plank. Let's take it softly and slowly. And then dig the elbows in as you go down. Push forwards, chest opens. And then push back, roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. Take a moment. Nice long inhale, nice long exhale. Might be nice to close the eyes. Not only tuning into the breath, but tuning into how the rest of the body feels. Making sure your fingers are wide, arms shoulder width, feet hip width. Suck in your tummy. On the next inhale, let's lift the right leg up to the ceiling. We're going to gaze forwards, take a step in between the hands, straight away. If the foot doesn't quite make it, shuffle on through. Lift up the arms, high lunge. This time, open it out to your warrior two. Back foot's going to go down, right arm forward, left arm behind you. Let's think about the warrior two pose, guys. A little bit of alignment, shoulders on top of the hips. Maybe symmetry in the arms, right knee above the right ankle. Notice left foot. You want to think about pressing down quite hard on that one as well. Let's gaze over the right palm. We're going to flip it and reverse it. So left hand, left thigh, right arm goes high. Enjoy the pose. Deep lunge into the knee. Right arm, take a little bit higher. Breathe. And then from here we can straighten out the right leg. We're going to sweep the right hand down towards the right shin, towards the right ankle. You can kind of kick the hips to the left as you do, and then extend your left arm, triangle pose. So you may feel that you need to bring the left foot in a little bit closer towards the right. It might help your stance. I suggest pointing left foot kind of forwards rather than out to the sides. Maybe you can open out the chest a little bit. You can roll the left shoulder behind you. You can even fire up the core by extending right arm forwards and creating a bit of an L shape with your arms. If you are there, lower the right hand back down, back into your classic triangle. We'll take it to an extended triangle. So left arm sweeps forwards. Chest stays flat. So rather than facing the mat, your chest should be facing the left side. Couple of breaths here before lowering the left hand inside right foot. Now let's try and place it down on the ground. You can bring the left foot in maybe a step or two to help. Start to point your toes forward. So left foot is now like 10 o'clock. Right foot is 12 o'clock. Left hand stays where it is. You can place the right hand on the lower back, sacrum area. Extend crown of the head forwards. Try and find some length in your upper body. And if you want to take it a little bit further, revolve triangle. You can start to twist the upper body, lift the right arm up high, perhaps look up to right hand. You may want to look down at your left foot if that helps the balance, the stance, before lowering your right hand. We're going to take it to a warrior three from here, so you can step onto the right foot. Hands can maybe stabilize yourself. And then we'll bring hands to prayer. Rise up. Think thigh, chest, kind of parallel to the mat. Always think about your gaze first. I think that's the first thing you want to focus on with any kind of balancing. Lock it into something. Then you can start to think about the breath being slow and steady. And then you can start to worry about left foot being flexed, left hip driving down, maybe chest opening to the front rather than heading down to the mat. Let's stay on the right foot. We're going to sweep the left knee forwards. Bring it up to a standing pose, and then left knee comes to the chest. Grab hold of your left knee, Both hands, stabilize yourself, flex your foot, and then we're going to twist here as well. So right hand stays on the left knee. You can take the left arm out to the left. Now you may want to just take it out to the left side. You may want to go a little bit further and kind of reach behind you. You can stay there or maybe test the balance by looking over to left hand. Try and smooth the breath out, slow it down before bringing your hands back to center. Now we're going to take a step back with the left foot, maybe go via your warrior 3 if you want to play around with that one again, before left foot hitting the back of the mat. Softly, lightly. Let's bring the hands to prayer pose in front of the chest, and then a final little twist on this part of the sequence. Left elbow outside right knee, stacking your elbows, making sure the back leg's really strong. You can think about belly button edging towards or out of the right thigh. Neck is long. Gently lower the hands. Step back to your plank lightly and softly. And then a vinyasa is there for you. You can always skip it if you want to. Push the bum straight back up in the air, downward dog. We've got all that on the other side. So left leg, slowly take it up. Gaze forward, step straight on through. Lift up the arms, high lunge. Open it out, warrior 2. Now, as you look down at your feet, make sure the left heel is in line with the arch of the right foot. Again, left knee above the left ankle. Let's relax the shoulders. Going to flip the palm and reverse it. Enjoy. Kind of deep stretch down the entire left side body of the upper body. So exaggerate it by pointing your fingertips a bit higher. Deep lunge into the knee. Before straightening your left leg and heading to your triangle here. So left hand, left shin, ankle, knee. Right arm is high. If you find that your chest is kind of facing the mat, I suggest rolling your right shoulder back behind you. You can think of the space between your hands. Try and expand it. Maybe you've got the variation where you're sweeping your left arm forwards. Fires up the core a little bit. Otherwise, classic triangle heading into an extended triangle. So right arm goes forwards. Again, chest stays flat. Before lowering right hand down. Now take your time with this one. Think about right foot. Let's bring it in as much as you need to. Blocks may, of course, help here. Right foot points 2 o'clock this time, and left foot is 12. So with the right hand inside the left foot, left hand goes to the sacrum. Now take your time just to extend the upper body. So that space between kind of the left hand and the crown of the head, try and lengthen. And then maybe you want to take a little bit further and twist. The upper body, left arm goes high. Now ideally right hand is outside left foot here. I'm going to keep mine on the inside. Before lowering left hand, stepping onto left foot, warrior 3. Bring the balance into the pose, into the movement. So chest is open, right foot is flexed, crown of the head is long. Breathe, and then sweep right knee forwards. Let's take hold of the knee with both of the hands first. Maybe flex your foot, and then we twist here. So left hand, take hold of the outside of the knee, and you can extend your right arm out to the right. So in order to kind of help the balance, I suggest thinking about puffing up the chest a little bit. You can kind of lift up the crown of the head as well. And then maybe, if you're up for it, look over to your right hand. Don't forget to breathe slowly. And then come back to center. Let's take the hands to the prayer pose. And then take a really slow step back. Maybe via warrior 3 again. Right foot will land on the mat literally as lightly as you can. Arms come up to a high lunge before bringing them to a prayer pose where you can find your twist here. So right elbow outside left knee. Let's stack the elbows. Let's kick the heel away. edging thumbs towards the center of your chest. Neck is long before lowering the hands. Let's take a step back to our plank. A vinyasa is there for you. Elbows dig into the ribs. Push forwards, chest open. Squeeze the bum. And you can push back to your downward dog from there. Taking a next breath in to gently come onto the tiptoes. Bring the body forwards. Shoulders come above your wrists. We're going to take it all the way down to our mat. So lower yourself slowly, literally as slowly as you can. Elbows dig in as you go down. And then when you hit the mat, let's relax the arms down by our sides. Maybe look over to the left side of your mat. Take a moment. Might be nice to take a deep inhale through the nose, let it out through the mouth, find some release. Before bringing your chin to your mat, using your next inhale to lift up the chest, lift up the arms, lift up the hands. You may want to think about taking it a little bit further here by lifting the thighs, the knees, the feet as well. Wherever you are, think about length. So crown of the head, take it long. Toes, push them away. Fingers, push them away. Shoulders away from ears. Breathe. Before lowering yourself. Let's take the gaze to the other side. Left side of the face hits the mat. It may feel pretty good here to kind of wiggle out the hips, the legs, shake them out. Before extending your arms out in front of you this time. So let's lift up the right arm and the left leg at the same time. Try and find length. And then gently lower them down. Left arm, right leg. And then lower them down. Let's do that 3 times. Inhale. Right arm, left leg. Exhale, lower down. Inhale. Left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower down. One more time. On both sides. Making sure you're moving with your breath. And then for the finale here, guys, you know what's coming. Both arms, both legs. Fingers are long. Squeeze the bum. Squeeze the core. Feet are pushing away from you. Find length rather than height. And then gently lower yourself down. Hands under the shoulders. Let's push ourselves back to our child's pose. Where you can take a moment. Might be nice just to relax the forehead on the mat. Allow your forearms to sink into the ground. Close your eyes. And see if you can just count through 3 or 4 slow breaths. When you're done, lifting yourself back up. All fours. We're going to untuck the toes, come up to a downward dog, and then step or jump straight away on through to a seated position. You want to cross your legs as you do. You could extend the legs out. Hover yourself all the way down onto your back, where we're going to sweep the legs nice and high. We're going to bring a bit of fire to the core. Maybe stay here for a moment. Park up the legs. We're going to bring the hands together. I want to think of pointing your fingers towards your toes. Lift up the chest. We're going to pulse up towards our toes for 5, and for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself down. Upper body relaxes. Keep the legs where they are. And from here, guys, very slowly, gently lower your legs down to the mat. Now, I want you to hold the legs at like 45 degrees. Squeeze quads, squeeze core, squeeze glutes. Breathe slowly. Gently lower yourself down a little bit further. See if you can hold it a couple of centimeters off the mat. Toes are active, quads are active. Squeeze. And then gently lower yourself down. Take a moment, satisfying breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Before grabbing the backs of your knees, bringing the knees together. Let's roll forwards and backwards. Boat pose, Navasana pose. Balance on your bum. Knees come to chest. Feet want to be flexed. Shins kind of parallel to the mat. You could release your arms. Let's take an inhale to a low boat. Legs stay off the ground. Exhale, squeeze it back up. Inhale, go low. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, go low. Exhale, bring it back up. See if you can gently cross your feet from here, guys. Grab hold of opposite feet with hands. You can roll forwards. Place the hands down in front of you and then take a step or a jump back to your plank. Now you've got a vinyasa there for you if you want to. Otherwise, skip it and push yourself back to your downward facing dog. Where you can think about your alignment here. Maybe look at your hands, make sure they're in the right kind of place. Fingers are wide. Let's look at the feet. Make sure they're hip width apart. Relax the face. Soften it down. Before lifting the right leg really high. Let's keep the legs straight. You want to think about your hips being square. Internal rotation of right thigh. Gaze forwards. Step in between the hands. Let's lift up the arms, high lunge. Open it out, warrior two. Gaze over the right hand. Let's flip the palm, reverse it. And then straight away, swing your right elbow to your right thigh. Left arm swings forwards as well. Extended side angle. Come back to your reverse. Left hand, left thigh. Right arm is high. Stay here. Maybe deepen it. Tiptoes of the right foot. You could extend the left arm back to the back of the room as well as the right. And then wherever you are, guys, with control, interlock the fingers behind you. Humble warrior. Shuffle the right foot out to the right. Kind of forward folding forwards. Shoulders are now facing the front two corners of your mat. Relax the head. Hands go high. Breathe slowly. And then come back up. Sweep your arms wide, warrior two. Right elbow, right thigh. Left arm goes a little bit further this time in your side angle. Maybe right hand wants to go down inside your right foot. Wherever you are, think about looking up to your left hand before lowering that hand, placing it on your mat. Let's come onto the toes of the back foot. We're going to swivel, taking a twist, lifting the right arm, tuck the right knee into your chest, and then lower the right hand and step back to your plank. Exhale, hover down. Make sure it's a full inhale as you push the chest forwards, and then a full exhale as you push back to your downward dog, sucking in the tummy, lifting the hips all the way up high. Relax your head, take a long inhale and a long exhale. Before very slowly lifting the left leg, gaze forwards. Try and step really lightly as you head on through. Lift the arms up with control and then sweep the arms out with control as well. Gaze over left hand, let's flip it, reverse it, and then straight away, left elbow, left thigh, right arm sweeps forwards. Take it back, right hand, right thigh, left arm goes high, and then any variations here, both arms, tiptoes. Let's try and keep the chest kind of flat. Breathe, and then interlock fingers. Shuffle the left foot, create some space for you. As you forward fold, you want to think about your hips, kind of facing the front two corners of the mat as well as your shoulders doing that. Head goes down really low. Arms go where they want to go. And then find the strength to come back up. Sweep your arms wide. You may need to shuffle the left foot back into the middle. And then we'll take left elbow, left thigh before finding our side angle. Whichever variation you would like. Left hand, left elbow might stay on the knee for support. Otherwise, take it down inside your left foot. Make sure there's a nice straight line between the right hand and the right foot. Press down hard on the little toe of your right foot as well. Breathe slowly. And then gently lower the right hand. Let's swivel. Come onto the toes, back foot as you twist and lift the left arm. Make sure your hips are kind of square to the mat. So you may need to think about your sitting bone here on the left. Draw it back. You might need to think about the right hip as well. Try not to dump down into it. Maybe take a variation if you wanted to extend the left arm forwards. And then lower the left hand. Step back to your plank. Make sure the step is soft and light. And then dig the elbows in as you go down. Let's push forwards, chest opens. Push back, down dog. Next inhale, come forwards to your high plank. As you exhale, slow motion, let's head all the way down. Elbows dig in. With control, lower yourself onto the mat. Maybe take the gaze to the left-hand side, hands down by your sides. Close the eyes. Take a moment just to notice how you feel. Notice what kind of pace your body is operating at. You can connect a little bit with the heartbeat here. You can feel it beating away, feel your pulse. Maybe notice any other kind of sensations that are washing over you. And then when you feel like you're kind of back in control of the pace of the body, let's bring the chin to the chest. Not chin to the chest, chin to the mat, sorry. And we'll lift up the chest again. Extending arms behind us, interlock fingers this time. So again, think about the neck. You want to push the shoulders away from the ears, crown of the head goes long. Maybe thighs, knees and feet come up as well. Hold it. Notice as the body gets challenged, where or which parts of your body tense up a little bit. Can you soften them? Maybe the jaw, the face. And then gently lower. Let's look to the right this time. Close your eyes, take 3 slow breaths. Before chin coming to mat, this time bending your knees. Let's kick heels to bum. And we're going to head towards our bow pose, which is the kind of back bending that I talked about at the beginning, which we're kind of be preparing for. So you want to think about, if you're able to sweep the arms behind you, so much so that your feet can also kind of squeeze into the bum. Try and grab hold of the feet at the same time with both hands. Rather than just grabbing one, yanking it over and then grabbing the other. See if you can squeeze heels into bum, extend arms first, and then grab hold of the feet. Flex your feet if you can, grabbing hold of the outside of the ankles. Maybe you want to just stay here and kind of squeeze the heels towards the bum. Nice decent stretch on your quads. Otherwise, take a little bit further. You can bring the knees together, kick up the feet, kick up the hands. Start to open out the chest, arching the back. Again, try and soften any kind of unnecessary tension. You may want to kick a little bit higher for the final breath or two. And then gently lower yourself down. Relax your feet, let go of them slowly. Hands come under shoulders, push yourself back to your child's pose, but rather than heading into it, let's take a little puppy pose, extending arms out in front of us. Keep the bum directly on top of your knees. Arms go long, let your chest, let your heart melt down to the mat. Maybe the chin can touch the ground, you can gaze forwards. Or maybe the forehead touches the ground and you can relax the head on the mat there. Quite a deep opening in the chest, bit of a bend in the back. Something's going on in the shoulders too. So just close the eyes and take a few deep breaths into whatever it is you feel. before coming back up to your all fours. You may want to take a little child's pose just to kind of soften down, transition, slow the breath. Before coming back up, let's lift up into our downward dog, and then same transition to a seated position. Bend your knees, maybe tiptoes first, step or jump through. Cross your legs, extend the legs out in front of you, whatever feels good. Give your legs a little shake out if they need a little shake out. And then let's place the hands down by our sides. We're going to spread the fingers really wide, make sure you've got wide coverage. We need to think we're going to lift up the bum off the ground. So as you push with the hands down, we need to think about doming the back, really pushing through the shoulders and sliding the bum, the legs back and up. So you want to scoop it back and up. Again, notice fingers, make sure they're wide. We're going to hold it for 3, for 2, and for 1. Gently lower down. Hands behind us this time, bend your knees, feet are on the mat. Let's lift up to a reverse tabletop. Squeeze the bum. And then gently lower yourself down. If you're up for it, slide your bum all the way back so you're keeping the bum off the ground and you're scooping it behind you. Come back up to your reverse and then slide back and scoop. 3 times. Before lowering yourself down, extending your legs out in front of you, let's hover down onto our backs. Sprawl the arms, sprawl the legs. Take a moment just to close your eyes. And see if you can completely let go of each and every part of your body. Let the arms feel kind of heavy, let the legs feel kind of heavy. Just for a short moment. Starting to paint a little bit of a picture of how you feel right now. Just notice anything that is on your radar. Taking your attention back to the breath too, smooth it out, slow it down. For one final bit of fire up of the core, let's extend the arms behind us this time. We're going to lift up the legs a couple of centimeters off the ground, point your toes away from you. Squeeze the quads together, thighs drawing in. Gently lower it down. Let's keep the legs on the ground this time and lift the arms, the shoulders, the back of the head. Reach long with your fingertips. Gently lower yourself down. You know what's coming. Let's do both at the same time. Reach long, fingers, reach long with your toes. Draw thighs in. Breathe slowly. And then lower yourself down. Nice, guys. Take however long you need. Then let's bend the knees and place the feet on the mat. So we're going to prepare ourselves for a bridge pose. We're going to think about heels kind of edging up towards your bum. Hands down by your sides. You can edge the knees together. You may want to think about the big toes touching, the ankles touching. And we can slowly lift up the hips from here. I suggest squeezing the bum, engaging your core first as you lift up. And just notice if the knees are now suddenly quite wide apart. You want to draw them in. Thighs squeeze in. Some of you may want to roll the shoulders. You can interlock the fingers. Bit of support for the neck. And we're going to take a little variation here by shuffling the feet all the way over towards the left side of the mat. Maybe the feet come off the mat itself. Hold it here for a moment. Notice any kind of dumping down. Trying to level out, square off the body, particularly hips. And then take it all the way over towards the right. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. And then once you get in place, hold it. Think of your alignment. Breathe slowly. Release any tension in the jaw, the teeth. And then come back into the middle. And then see if you can take it a little bit further by bringing onto your tiptoes. before lowering yourself down. Bum, take it down. Slowly, take care. And then shuffle the feet wide. Let's find a bit of release here by dropping the knees in towards each other. You can sweep, swing, windscreen wipe. Hopefully you should feel pretty good. Take your time. And then coming back to center, let's bring the feet together again. Maybe the heels can edge towards the bum. Sweep your hands behind you. We'll take a few kind of drills preparing ourselves for our wheel. You don't necessarily have to go there today, but there's a couple of different options. Bending your elbows and placing your hands on the mat. Let's point the fingers towards our shoulders. Once you get there, let's keep the back of the head down for now. And just take an inhale to lift the hips off the mat. As you exhale, lower them back down again. Let's do this 5 times. Breathe in, lift up the hips. Exhale, drop it down. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, soften down. 2 more times. Taking a leg. As you exhale, gently roll back down, lower the hips. Inhale, lift up the hips, come onto the crown of the head. Exhale, roll back down, gently lower the hips. Again, try and do this 5 times. You're kind of getting used to getting your hands and your feet used to the weight of your body. And preparing for the next stage. Once you've done that 5 times, let's think about taking it further. So as you come up with the hips, come onto the crown of the head, and then notice your fingers and your toes. Think about solid foundations as always. You can lift up from there, chest comes high. Gently lower yourself back down, roll onto the back of the head, and then lower the hips. Now let's try it a couple of times. If you're really confident with your wheel, then feel free to play around with a couple of drills whereby you're up into the wheel position and then lowering yourself back down but not actually hitting the ground. So the head comes down, come back up, come back down, and then come back up. If you're in your wheel, also focus on straightening out your legs, which is something that I'm not very good at. Chest is almost pushing beyond the arms, and then lower yourself down, chin to chest. And then wherever you are at, it might be nice to sweep out the legs again. Give them a swing, give them a shake out. Do what you need to do. Before bringing both knees to your chest. And let's find a happy baby. I'm going to open the legs out to the sides. And then just take it, as always, take it wherever you want to. Hands inside thighs. You can raise the feet up. Gently draw the knees down towards the mat. Check in with the lower back, make sure that is kind of touching the ground as well. And then maybe you can grab hold of the insides of your feet. Maybe you want to grab the big toes, straighten out the legs. Go where you want to go, take a little rock, take a roll across the back, massage it out. Taking some time to enjoy the pose, try not to rush it. And as we kind of start to sit down, let's keep one knee up, let's keep the left knee up and extend the right leg down. Preparing yourself for a supine twist. So right hand can grab hold of the left knee and sweep your arm of the left side. And just making sure you're aware of your left shoulder. Let's keep it stuck down to the ground. Perhaps look over to the left hand. Softly close the eyes. Enjoy the pose, 4 or 5 slow breaths. Allow your body to melt into the twist. Soften down. Coming back to center, just doing the same thing on the other side. Take your time. You may need to shuffle the back and the shoulders. You may want to think about a straight left leg, kicking heel away, flex foot. Think about length in the neck. Gaze over to your right hand. Good one to close the eyes. Particularly with your exhale, think about really releasing the entirety of your body down into the shape of this twist. Try and bring a softness to the breath. And try and bring a softness to any kind of attitude that might have peaked up throughout the class. Any narrative that might have crept in. Any negative narrative, let it go. And just starting to soften down your approach to this movement. And then coming back to center for one final embrace, bringing knees into chest, perhaps wrapping arms around the legs. Grab your elbows, forehead to knees, knees to forehead, squeeze everything in, compress. Engage one final strength, squeezing in. And then exhaling to release, to sprawl, dropping your legs, your arms, starfish the body out, find a place that feels good for you. And just for a couple of minutes, enjoying a well-deserved rest, enjoying some time to let your body do absolutely nothing. Taking your attention to the backs of your arms and the backs of your legs. Just noticing if there are any areas that could do with a little bit more of a softening, a little bit more kind of melting and sinking into the ground. Particularly in the face as well, the jaw, the brow, the teeth, the tongue. Soften all those areas, the brow, the temples. Try and get kind of microscopic about it. Letting your breath come and go naturally. Just allowing your body to sink a little bit further into the mat each time you exhale. Starting to bring that awareness back into your body, particularly backs of legs and arms, back of head. Maybe keep the body still and take a couple of deeper breaths. Notice how it feels to take those deeper breaths. Bring some movement gently into your fingers and your toes. Perhaps a full body stretch might feel good. Any kind of movement that comes naturally. Rolling to one side and taking your time to come back up to your seated position. And as you lift yourself back up, perhaps softly closing the eyes. Taking some final moments just to enjoy a bit of stillness. Check in with your surroundings. Notice how you feel, both physically and mentally, of course. and just sending a little bit of warmth in towards yourself. Thanking yourself for your practice, making the time. Some challenging stuff, so please thank your body. Nice one. And of course, bowing, closing, sealing your practice. Namaste. Nice one, guys. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please feel free to drop them down below. If you're interested in any of my classes, head over to mrcollymanyoga.com where you can see all of my class schedules, and I've got loads of other videos up there, slow flows, beginner flows, yoga for runners, etc., etc. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for joining.